Thursday night football coming at you. It's the Indianapolis Colts against the Denver Broncos. Because I know Jonathan Taylor's not playing, so that's why I'm gonna go with the Denver Broncos. Because I don't know. I just feel like I even though these are like the two most inconsistent teams in the NFL right now, and it's kind of annoying me because I don't know what the peak is for the Broncos and I don't know what the peak is for the Colts, and I feel like as far as Broncos go, I feel like I think there's just their defense that's a little better in this sense. I think I mean obviously with no Jonathan Taylor, that's gonna help the Broncos out in the run game, stopping that run. And I think Matt Ryan's is gonna have to just pass a lot more.
You know what? I'm going with Colts on this one. And I'm going to say why is because everybody expects him to do bad
Yeah.
but I think Nick Hines is going to do good. I think Nick Hines is going to step up. I think he's going
Yeah.
to play the role right. He's not a bad backup. He's not a back second. He's number two. So I think nothing's really going to change on their game plan. I mean, obviously, right, we're talking about that D line, that front four of Denver versus that front, five of, what Indianapolis has. Is as long as I think, we know the Colts have a good old line. So as long as they can hold it up, Pittman can get open. Some of these other guys can get open. I think Matty Ice lets loose. We're gonna see Matty Ice of old.
You think so?
20.
You think he still got it?
I think he's still got it. I think Matty Ice could go out there. I think he's gonna put him on him.
I think Indiana's. I think the Colts is the spot where the quarterbacks go to retire at this point. It kind of feels like that.
The Bears go to die. So we're kind of like anything.
These two teams are not only inconsistent, we don't know their identities. Like, I mean, let's start with the Colts here. They last year, Jonathan Taylor was their offense. This year, I think being that they have pretty much no good receivers or tight ends on their team, so everybody's just forcing them to kind of play Matt Ryan to throw the ball. And that's where Matt Ryan needs a running game at this point in his career. I don't think he has it like that where he can throw like 40, 50 times a game. Mm-hmm. And then you have the Broncos. They very inconsistent on offense, but I'll take the Broncos in this game because they're at home. They have a pretty good defense. I know they don't have their running back too. I think Javonte Williams is out.
Yeah, it's Melvin Gordon.
But I think Colts are just a mess right now. And I think Broncos are starting to kind of go up, but they're still inconsistent. But being that they're at home, they play really good at home. I think they will come up with this win. I'll give them the win. It's going to be a weird score, like 19-11.
You know what? Colts always have like weird scores like that. That's very true.
I'm going to tag that Broncos country, man. I mean, they just got more weapons offensively too, even though losing their running back. Defensively, they've been quietly good. No, everyone's focused on Russ, but that defense has been playing really good. Every game they've won and lost, that defense has kept them in it, low key. So yeah, I definitely would go with Denver. But I agree with your first statement. These two teams were expected to be dominant teams, and so it's kind of weird. And so when it comes down to the score, I agree it's going to be a weird score. I mean, I would say like 17-9 or something like that. Something that it's not going to be a blowout. It's going to be weird. A lot of field goals for sure.
Oh no, that's a very interesting division. I mean, you got Jacksonville Jaguars, you got the Indianapolis Colts, Houston Texans, and the Tennessee Titans, man. I mean, do you think the Colts can pull it off and maybe go to the playoffs this year, or how do you guys feeling about that?
Okay, I think they're a sleeper. I think because of their struggles right now, it's the same thing, man. With Matty Ice is still trying to figure out this offense. It's different. Reich too has starting to figure out it's different having a pocket QB versus having somewhat of a mobile QB in Wentz, right? And I think Matty Ice isn't that bad of a QB. I just think he's just still learning the system. And they're still, Reich and him are still trying to figure out what this offense is. We obviously know the number one option is Taylor, right? But obviously Reich's he's a throwing coach too. Like he's a coach that likes to throw the ball. So once they figure that out, I think they'll be perfectly fine. And they're going to be that team that kind of sneaks in
I think the Colts can finish very strong. You know what I mean? They have a new quarterback, and Matt Ryan, when he's with first year time offensive coaches, you know, he does tend to struggle. But I think as the season go on, he'll get better. What do you think?
I agree with you on that statement. Every time Atlanta's changed their offensive coordinator, he did struggle at the beginning, that first year. I honestly don't think the Colts sneak in. They need to win their division or not. That AFC is freaking stacked.
It's true.
Stacked.
It's very true.
You're talking about an AFC in that has 2 or 3 divisions that got 3 good teams in it. And so, you know, Indiana, especially where they're at right now, it's their division or nothing. They're not going to sneak in, you know, in that wild card spot. You got too many other good teams. I mean, and I'm a Ravens fan. In that division alone, you're talking about, you know,
That's
no,
true.
I'm not even on Cleveland, and they're probably in first, you know, but you know, Cincy, Ravens, and
I would say AFC is like the only. I think the AFC is definitely hard to put a lock on anybody to win the division. Yeah, guys, that's primetime Thursday. We got the Indianapolis Colts against Denver Broncos.